Glowing spheres, girls, and technology. Find out how they all come together in an innovative mentoring program. Students on the move as sports returns to Shawnee Mission Middle Schools. And elementary students put their best foot forward as they try to walk the length of the Sunflower State. Plus, expanding a popular program that helps prepare some of Shawnee Mission's youngest learners for school success. It's all ahead on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Leanne Neal. Getting girls excited about careers and technology is the idea behind a new mentoring program at Trailridge Middle School. sHeroes pairs 7th and 8th grade girls with women who are industry professionals in technology fields.
So today's a big day. It's actually our third session of a 12-week program, and the girls are going to meet their mentors. So these are industry professionals who are developers and programmers.
At this session, students got some hands-on experience with iPad-controlled robots called sHeroes.
They're little robotic balls that girls can guide and play around with, but what's really cool about these is they can actually code. When they get good at it, they're going to code these to do really whatever they want to do.
They can roll and you can race them and stuff.
You can make triangles, squares, you can make an 8, you can do numbers and shapes.
The sHeroes program is powered by mentors from Kansas City Women in Technology.
All of the mentors are professionals in the Kansas City area, and they have graciously volunteered their time to come help. And we really wanted to give the girls role models to show them that they can do it, because that's another deterrent. You just look at the field of computer science and programming, and there's such a dearth of women in it. So we want to show them 100% that there are women in technology and give them a good, strong role model to ask questions to and just aspire to be.
You know, it's really important for them to see women in the tech field, and so having the mentors here, I think, is really an awesome opportunity for them to meet people who really do this in real life.
Students will cover a lot of ground in the 12-week program.
So we're trying to get them exposed to real programming and robotics early on so they consider it as a career. And we're starting with the very basics, kind of debunking the theory that computers are smarter than humans and that programming's hard. And we start off debunking that and showing them that you can control a computer and you're way smarter than a computer.
Kalal says the sHeroes will learn computer logic, block programming, and eventually JavaScript, which will allow them to program a computer from scratch.
So our goal through the mentoring is 7th to 8th grade, get the girls into these projects, coding, get them into app development. So when they are going into high school, they'll go right back into those projects they do, those engineering courses, the technology courses, and they won't lose any time, and the excitement just keeps building.
I joined it because I thought it would be fun to learn about how to make apps, and I think it's important because you need to know about the technology.
So what we try to do is build a community and show girls that these are careers that can be enriching and rewarding and very social in nature, and that they can do things that will ultimately really help people and change the world.
sHeroes for the sHeroes program were purchased by the Jack Challenger Legacy Fund, provided by Main Street Credit Union through the Shawnee Mission Education Foundation. Coming up, it's something that hasn't been seen in Shawnee Mission Middle Schools for nearly 3 decades, and it has hundreds of students signing up to take part. We'll explain when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns.
Hi, I'm Tayden, and I go to Overland Park Elementary. I read the book The 5 Lives of Our Cat Zook by Joanne Rockland. This book is a good book, but also sad. It is about a girl named Una and her little brother Freddie. She teaches Freddie how to read by using rebuses. The cat Zook has 26 toes, a clip in its left ear, the state of California on its stomach, and a BB gun pellet in its right side. Zook is not an ordinary cat, and you'll have to read the book to find out why. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars because it is a very exciting and wonderful book to read. You'll get sucked into it just like I did. Read it.
Welcome back. Middle school students now have new opportunities to learn through athletic competition and improve their health and fitness. After a nearly 3-decade absence, after-school sports are back in Shawnee Mission middle schools.
It was a very good idea to bring back middle school athletics so that Shawnee Mission School District can compete with the other big schools.
I'm thrilled. I think it is giving the kids an incentive to do well in school. I think it'll bring unity to our middle schools. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for the kids, and I think it will boost our academics.
What's really exciting is that the community is very excited, the schools are very excited, kids are elated. Having something to look forward to at the end of the day is very valuable. With athletics, you have the opportunity to learn about being on a team, to learn about the importance of excelling academically, to maintain eligibility, and to making your coach proud or making your team proud.
I always thought that there was sports for middle school, but then around 5th grade, I learned there wasn't. I was kind of bummed about that, but like just last year they said, hey, they're gonna have sports for middle school, and I'm like, yes.
You can't play video games all day. You've got to do something else too. Get yourself awake. The blood's flowing.
Whenever they do sports, it'll lead them to if they want to do this or not, like what they career might they want to be. So that way when they get into high school, they know what they want to be in order to get scholarship and go to wherever they want to go.
First National Bank is a great partner with Shawnee Mission on our middle school endeavor, and it's a partnership that goes beyond just a financial contribution. For every student athlete, a string backpack with their logo and the school name on it, various events and giveaways and promotions at many of our athletic games and events, and we are in talks with them about providing a scholarship to some of our middle school athletes that can be used for college someday.
And we wanted to make sure that we were being impactful with our time and our money and something that really made a difference. So we said, you know what, let's focus on the schools. Let's focus on schools. And found out about the sports for the school district not being around for 28 years. And we said, that's it. We got to do that. It'll make a difference. And because we really want to make a difference.
I'm hoping that they're going to learn school pride. I'm hoping that they're going to learn good competition and how to combine that even in the classroom so that when they're in the classroom, they're being good role models. We are creating an atmosphere that these kids can be proud of.
I think it teaches them integrity, not stopping what they're doing even though they're tired, they keep on working.
I just think the kids need some team building, make new friends. Middle school is a hard time for kids anyway, so bringing this sport back and having a purpose after school every day, they have something to do that's productive. The more you're involved with school, the more commitment you have and the more you become part of it and you are a believer in it.
It's a lot of hard work, but in the end, no matter win or lose, it's definitely worth it.
Nearly 600 students participated in fall wrestling and cross country. During the year, students will also be able to participate in girls volleyball and girls and boys basketball. Special thanks goes out to our partners at First National Bank, whose funding and support made the relaunch of the middle school sports possible. Another exciting transformation to see is the impact of the district's digital learning initiative. Over the next 2 years, the program will place a technological device in the hands of each child in Shawnee Mission. With this change in mind, Shawnee Mission leaders invited the founder of the International Center for Leadership in Education to town.
Dr. Daggett has hands-on experience in education from his work as a teacher and administrator with the New York State Education Department. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Willard Daggett.
Dr. Willard Daggett met with community members and district administrators to discuss how education must transform to keep up with technology.
Well, I think it's greatly important to share with our community just the incredible paradigm shift that is ahead for education. Because I think because we are a good district, our community is very supportive of our schools, but thinks everything's just great the way it is. And hearing Dr. Daggett, we know now that things just have to be taught in a different way.
Dr. Daggett's theory is that trying to fit new technology into old school ways is the wrong plan. For example, Dr. Daggett says most students are into computer gaming, but many educators miss out by not utilizing it more effectively as a teaching tool. Words that struck a chord with Deb Zila.
Well, you know, I think today just him talking about the gamification of learning, that is such a great way to reach our kids, because all these kids love those games. They love to challenge themselves, and it just pulls them into achieving higher if the game is related to learning. It's just the perfect match.
Principal John Bartell says it has him rethinking how Crestview students use their iPads.
I always thought, oh, we have some nice apps and we can do that, but we're going to use it more as some teacher-directed stuff. Never really thought about the gaming part as being a real bonus to what we can use those devices for.
Shawnee Mission West Principal Steve Lowe says he's excited to see education evolving through technology.
I think our digital learning initiative has planted the seed of change, and that I'm pretty lucky the staff at Shawnee Mission West is taking on that challenge, and they're starting already to see, okay, the devices are going to be one of those change mechanisms.
Our goal is not to work harder, but to work smarter. There are schools in the Successful Practices Network that Dr. Daggett's organization has worked through that have figured ways to stretch the achievement, especially in changing demographics.
So he is the voice of education and where it's heading in the future for not only our country but the world, and that is our kids' world is the global world. So it's great to have him here. It's great to have him share his views, and it's a road we need to take.
Shawnee Mission students put their feet into fundraising and took on a challenge to walk across Kansas. Plus, a best-selling author talks to high school students about the power of their words when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns. Welcome back. It's a long way to walk across Kansas, but by working together, Santa Fe Trail students went the distance. The school's annual walk-a-thon featured a little different challenge this time around.
We are walking across the state of Kansas. So our 300 students are walking 436 miles around the playground collectively. Each student will walk about 30 minutes and hopefully a mile and a half.
It's really fun. We raise money and we run as far as we can around our whole playground.
Organizers made sure to keep the cool tunes coming on this warm fall day, with plenty of hydration on hand. Some students ran, others walked, but the point was to get moving and raise some money for the school.
Our goal is to raise $12,000 to pay for field trips and cultural events and other things that a lot of our kiddos wouldn't otherwise experience.
For Evie, one of the highlights of the day was getting to meet the Royals mascot, Slugger.
Yeah, I gave him a huge hug. He's awesome.
Trinity and Leah had their own reasons for taking part.
Because you get exercise.
And you can chat with friends while you walk.
This is the kiddos' entire fundraising for the year. So it really helps them feel a sense of community within the school and kind of all working together to make something happen.
I think these are wonderful programs. I think it's good for the school, it's good for the kids. I think it's nice that they're earning something to give back to the communities, and I think even little ones throughout their school time will learn a lot from those kinds of charitable efforts.
In the end, the walkers raised more than $10,000 for Santa Fe Trail and actually walked 5 miles more than the length across Kansas. Great work. Best-selling author Jay Asher wants teens to think about bullying and the power of words. To get the discussion started, he's on a 50-state tour. His Kansas stop? Shawnee Mission East.
So now I have the privilege of introducing to you Jay Asher, author of international bestseller 13 Reasons Why. Because of the extreme popularity of his book and the intense responses that he's received from readers of his book, Jay has started a tour called 50 States Against Bullying.
It's the 50 States Against Bullying tour that I'm on, and so that's primarily what I'm going to talk about. But I need to say up front, when I was writing my book, I didn't think I was writing about bullying. And it wasn't until I started hearing from readers and from teens and from teachers. Like, I would hear from teens saying, I've experienced that same kind of bullying. Or I would hear from teachers saying that, our school for the past few years has been dealing with bullying and try to put it into our curriculum, and we're now using your book.
13 Reasons Why, it's about a girl who commits suicide, and she makes these audio cassettes beforehand where she talks about the people she feels led her to that decision, and then the tapes make it through those people. When I started speaking at schools, it wasn't about bullying, essentially. It was really just about being an author, and then the issues would kind of come up. And then when I would leave, I would hear from students saying that there was a little change in the hallway afterwards, because you can't talk about these things where everybody hears it and not have some sort of a change.
It was really good to hear about, I enjoyed listening to him talk about it and talk about how serious the topic can be.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because I do feel like a lot of schools don't take the topic that seriously. So when they told us that he would be coming to our school, I thought it was amazing that we could spread the word here, because I know that's been an issue in the past couple of years.
It just gives everyone a lot better understanding of how you can affect pretty much anyone that you talk to. No matter how trivial you think your friendship or relationship is with them, you can pretty much affect anyone that you talk to.
I think it's important for people to really understand that it is just that, it doesn't have to be one big thing, but it can be little things that might seem small at the time that are happening to someone, but they can add up over time and really impact someone's life.
And that's been this beautiful thing, is seeing students take ownership of the issues in this book.
And it's been absolutely amazing. Talking to the teens from the stage is great, and the reaction's been great. But then afterwards, when they come up and speak about why the book meant something to them and how they're happy that this message is getting shared to all of their classmates, to hear that is absolutely beautiful and makes all the travel definitely worth it.
Several things I hope they took away. I hope they think about, again, their actions and their words. And I hope that if they see a friend who might be struggling, who they think might be acting a little more depressed, that they'll talk to them more. I hope that they realize that there are resources for them if they're having trouble and they don't want to talk to a friend. And just that bullying is not okay. It's never okay. It was funny, one of the kids asked their teacher, do you think he chose our school because we're a bullying school? And it was like, no, not at all. It's because we care about bullying and we don't want it to happen here.
I hope they take away that the things that they do matter, and that they matter, that each and every one of them is important. They may have issues, they may not feel confident, they may not feel that they matter, but they really do.
The main thing I was trying to say in the book was simply, another telling of the golden rule about how we treat each other, and good or bad, small or large, everything affects people in ways we can't tell. But what I get back from a lot of readers is they get that, but it also makes people who sometimes our bullies really reconsider what they're doing, because a lot of times they're not doing it to be mean, but sometimes they just don't know the impact they're actually having.
Our thanks to Rainy Day Books for helping bring Jay Asher to Shawnee Mission. Up next, a new push to help more of the district's youngest learners get off to a smart start.
Hi, my name is Abby from Boojaka Flint. I read the book 13 Hangmen by Art Caravel. Right before Tony's great uncle mysteriously dies, he leaves his old Boston townhouse to Tony. Soon after moving into the house, Tony learns that his great uncle was murdered and that there is mysterious magic in the attic room where Tony sleeps. Tony must hurry to solve the mystery of his great uncle's death and find out why the murderer wants the house so bad before it's too late. Fortunately, Tony gets some help from some unexpected visitors from the past. Will Tony solve the mystery of his great uncle's death? Will Tony save the townhouse from the clutches of a murderer? If you like history and mystery, you'll love this book. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because you won't want to put it down till the mystery is solved. Go to the library and check it out.
Welcome back. One of Shawnee Mission's newest efforts to enhance student achievement starts even before children enroll in kindergarten.
Hello, neighbors. What do you say? It's going to be a happy day. Good singing, Misha. Good.
The district's popular Smart Start Pre-K program is on the move. Once offered only at Shawnee Mission's Instructional Support Center, it is now available at 3 more locations: Merriam Park, Shawano, and Rising Star Elementary Schools.
I think the overall plan is to have it more accessible to more families, easier for them to get to and obviously reach a larger population of students.
The first busy farmer went to milk the cow. What did the first busy farmer go do, Ethan?
Smart Start Pre-K offers a research-based curriculum that focuses on getting at-risk 4-year-olds ready socially, behaviorally, and academically for kindergarten.
I think it's an amazing opportunity that every child should have to really see them grow from August to May, the amount of skills they learn and how ready they are to go into kindergarten and be successful learners. I think it's huge.
Now listen, boys and girls, we need to find what day of the week it is today.
Jamie Vondrasic has taught in Smart Start for 6 years. This year, she's the pre-K teacher at Rising Star.
We focus a lot on school skills such as standing in line, how to sit on a rug, how to attend to a teacher. We have our second step skills that we also teach, how to be kind to your friends, how to share your toys.
Smart Start currently serves more than 200 students in 9 classrooms across the district.
The first page shows Grandma giving her grandson a hug.
We do recess, we do circle time with the kids where they talk about the calendar and the reading skills and the math skills. And then a big chunk of their day is what we call free play or centers, where they can practice those social skills, and we embed the learning and the language and all that throughout their day.
Vondrasic says elementary teachers tell her they appreciate the Smart Start Pre-K program.
They love it. They all say they can tell which kids have attended our program compared to a child who's coming in straight off the community.
For more information and to find out if your child qualifies for the district's pre-kindergarten offerings, contact staff members at the Shawnee Mission Instructional Support Center. That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.